Okay, so I like to write music as if I'm improvising. And there's a couple of key points in that. The first point, and that is that, you know, when you're improvising, you tend to just go with the flow and you're not thinking so hard about it. And when you're writing and you're in that writing mode, then you're thinking, okay, this needs to be the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life. And you have this pressure that's automatically attached with it when you're writing with that kind of concept in mind. Like when you're writing to say like, okay, cool, you know what, I'm going to go into this thinking that this is going to be the best thing I've ever written, right? When you're improvising, you're thinking more in the moment. And so just the shift of that pressure, I feel like is really important. And for me, I think about it like, imagine a jazz saxophonist who's on the stage taking a solo. What he's doing in that moment, he or she, is he is taking his collective experience of all the tools that he knows how to create, combining that with the emotion that he's feeling, or she, in order to create something that's right then, right there. And so for me, I try to approach composition in that way, where in the moment, I take the tools that I know as a composer or as a writer and combine that with whatever emotion I'm feeling or trying to channel and just put it out there like that. And that sounds a little crazy, but I feel like the more you do that, the better you get at it. And the more you develop your voice by just doing it, right? Because what happens a lot of times is people get writer's block, or they don't put out enough work to help themselves develop their voice. People who develop their voice, they put out so much stuff consistently that it's kind of like chiseling away at a statue or something like that. You just have to keep doing it. Along with that, there's this method that I learned that I like to call the sandbox method. And to me, the sandbox method is creating as if you are a kid in the sandbox, right? So when you're a kid in the sandbox, you're just going stream of consciousness saying, okay, cool, I want to take this bucket, fill it with sand. Okay, now I'm going to put a stick in there. Oh, what if I put a leaf on there? What if I make like a moat? What if I put water on this part? What if I like put another small bucket on top of this? You're just using what you have in order to just create in that moment without putting too much thought on what the final thing is. And to me, that's improvisation. And I feel like we can take that same method that I call the sandbox method into being a writer, whether you're a writer of music, whether you're a writer of words or scripts or anything like that. Just be like a kid in the sandbox and just create in the moment. And I believe that you will find that you'll start to develop your voice by continuously doing that. So just, don't be afraid to just keep putting things out there and allow that flow to happen. For me personally, I don't ever feel like I have writer's block. And I know that feels like a weird, cocky thing to say, but I feel like because I've been thinking like this for so long, I don't really deal with the writer's block because in a moment where it's time to create, I'm combining the tools that I've worked my whole life on, that you guys have worked your whole life on too, combined with the emotion that I either feel or that I'm trying to convey in the work, and then go from there like a kid in the sandbox.